This video is titled Calculating Volume of a Right Rectangular Prism with Fractional Sides. Suppose we had a unit cube like this one, and it had the dimensions that we see here. The height, the width, the length, they're all 1/2 centimeter. It's a cube, of course. Here we have a right rectangular prism filled with these 1/2 centimeter unit cubes. How might we calculate the volume of the rectangular prism using the dimensions of the unit cube? Think about that for a second. There are actually two methods for doing this. Let's look at the first method. Knowing that each unit cube is 1/2 centimeter long, we can find that the length of this rectangular prism is 2.5 centimeters long. We find the width to be 2 times 1 centimeter, which is 1 centimeter, and this is the same for the measurement of the height. Now, given those dimensions, you remember the formula for volume. Now that we have these dimensions, we can use that. Volume equals length times width times height. So we have 2.5 centimeters, which is 5/2 centimeters, times 1 over 1, which is 1 centimeter, times 1 over 1, which is 1 centimeter. And we come up with the volume as 2.5 centimeters cubed. Let's look at method 2. Remember the dimensions of that unit cube? Well, the dimensions of the unit cube is 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. That's the volume of one cube. It equals 1/8 centimeters cubed. Well, how many cubes do we have? Well, we have 5 times 2 on the bottom, times 2 for the height, so that gives us 20 total cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the top, and 10 on the bottom. So the volume is going to equal 20 times the volume of one cube, which as we recall is 1/8 centimeter cubed, and we end up with 20 over 8, which is the same as 2.5 centimeters cubed. So no matter which way you do it, whether you take the volume of one cube and then multiply it times the number of cubes, or you use the dimensions of the cube to figure out the length, the width, and the height of the rectangular prism and then use the volume formula. So let's try another one. Given this rectangular prism and the dimensions of each unit cube as 1/3 centimeter, the first method, we're going to use the volume formula, length times width times height, and we're going to use the dimensions of the cube. So we have 3 at 1/3 centimeters. That's going to be this length right here. And then we're going to have 2 times 1/3, which is going to be your width here. And then you're going to have another 2 times 1/3, which is your height. So your volume equals 1 times 2/3 times 2/3, and you find that the volume is 4/9. Let's see if that works out using the second method. The second method says just take the volume of one cube and then multiply it times the number of cubes. So to find the volume of one cube, 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3, the volume of one cube is 1/27 centimeter cubed. And we have 12 cubes, So 12 times 1 over 27 gives us 12 over 27, and that gives us a volume of 4/9 centimeters cubed. It's the same no matter which method we use. Okay, well now it's your turn, so enjoy the activity.